Ty Rivera here, the absolute best LGBTQ comedian in the world. Little Bijou is my co-host today. I wanted to talk a little bit about the controversy with Dave Chappelle's latest special, Sticks and Stones is what it's called. I went ahead and watched it last night. I also read the Vice article where they said, you can skip Dave Chappelle's latest special. And it's such a ballsy statement to me to be like, I watched it. I'm here to tell you, you can skip it. It's not. I watched it for you. I'm the judge of this. I'm so tired of people. And one of the main reasons I'm tired of people is because I'm a part of two marginalized communities. I'm Latino, Mexican American specifically, and gay. And I always have people telling me how I'm supposed to feel about things and what I'm supposed to be upset about. And at a point you have to accept not everybody wants to protest just because you want to protest. Just because you find something offensive doesn't mean everybody needs to find it offensive. And just because certain people don't find these things offensive doesn't mean that they're terrible people, doesn't mean that they need to be canceled. And what is canceled anyway? Like, Dave Chappelle has put out 3 specials now where he's been very controversial and people still continue to watch him. It doesn't work. Nobody cares about your little protest. Like, the thing with comedians is it's not our job to be anybody's conscience. That's not the way this works. What it is we're supposed to take our point of view and make it funny for you. And in a lot of cases, it's not even your full-on point of view. A lot of times it's something you thought about for a second that you thought was funny, and you're like, okay, let's see if I can convey this to an audience and make them laugh. If the audience laughs, then it's successful. It works. So that happened for Dave Chappelle. If you watch a special and you watch the end, the epilogue, you also see that people are getting him. And when it comes down to it, I don't know a lot of trans people or LGBT people that are comfortable with themselves that really care about what Dave Chappelle is saying in a negative way. It's like, okay, well, that's another opinion. That's another way to look at it. There were parts where I really laughed about it. There were parts where I was kind of like, yeah, that's kind of, I don't want to be insulting about Dave Chappelle because I think he's a great comic, but it's kind of underdeveloped thinking, just in the way that it's like spend a little more time with people from the community, but not everybody wants to do that, so I get that. Dave Chappelle is definitely speaking to an audience though, and he knows what his audience wants, so he's really supposed to say stuff like what he's saying, and if you watch the 3 specials and you watch them objectively, you'll see that it is a person evolving. It is a person starting to see it a different way, and it is from the exposure and from talking about it, and even some of the negativity that's probably come at him online makes him think. Dave Chappelle is a very smart man. So to say that he's completely unnecessary or watching his special is unnecessary just because he won't apologize for the things that you want him to apologize for is absolutely ridiculous to me. And I'm so sick of everybody wanting an apology for people not thinking the way that they think. Get over it. Understand, some people are going to think differently. That's a part of being an adult. That's a part of being part of a society. Don't forget that at a point, all this talk about gay people and gay rights, that was considered offensive speech. When I was younger, even talking about gay marriage or talking about gay in the mainstream was considered offensive to a lot of people, and now we've grown past that. So I don't think we should expect our entertainers to be more evolved than the society as itself. And the fact that people are laughing about it, to me, isn't necessarily a bad thing, because when it comes to most comedians, me included, I know that my audience doesn't agree with everything I say. There are certain things I say in my set that I don't really agree with. It's just a quick thought I had. I was like, let's see if I can make this funny. I made it funny. I met the challenge. That's what being a comedian about. Being a comedian isn't about, I need to be the moral police. I need to be your moral compass. That's not the way it works. That's not what most well-adjusted people are looking for when it comes to comedians. And I could talk more about it, but some people wanted me to review Dave Chappelle's comedy special. And I guess I could if I wanted to, but I like Dave Chappelle enough that I don't think his work needs to be taken apart. And I think, like I said, he's a man going through an evolution. Let that happen. Let it take its natural course. See where it turns out. Anyway, this has been Ty Rivera, the absolute best LGBTQ comedian in the world.